Hello and welcome to Iridium Rock and Metal Review. So today I'm going to do the year 2000. So we've got past the 90s now, so might be seeing some better music come, hopefully. And it ain't a bad start, to tell you the truth, to 2000. So what we got is actually one that I wouldn't have had before. So another suggestion that I reacted to a while ago. So without further ado, we've got seven, which is pretty good considering what we've had at the end of the 90s. So starting from number 7, going to number 1. So my number 7, my least favourite of my favourites, if you like. Christian metal band, Adrian Gale. I don't know if many of you heard of this band. They're a really good band. I'm not too sure their last couple of albums they brought out. It's quite a while ago, but their first few were really good. And I've gone for Feel the Fire, the title track off the Feel the Fire album, obviously. Now, this one is a sort of a mixture of all sorts of stuff. The album's very melodic. This actual one is like very like an AC/DC sort of riff at the beginning, a real rocking tune. And the singer sometimes reminds me of Jeff Keith, Tesla. So you can't get better than that, can you? So that's my number 7. I'd suggest checking out their first 2 or 3 albums if I was you. My number 6. So this was a reaction I did, because I don't know if anyone you remember, I did a load of Dio reactions of stuff that I didn't listen to through the 90s and 2000s. So Dio, As Long As It's Not About Love, from Magica. So yeah, this was a really good track. This is one of them ones that I wouldn't have included before, but I am now. So love Dio. Obviously his voice could be the best voice ever, in my opinion. And this was a really good track, very doomy, that plodding sort of stuff that he sometimes does. Absolutely love it. My number 5, Pantera, Goddamn Electric, from Reinventing the Steel. So this was obviously Pantera's last album, and I thought this was a real good album. It was probably their least thrashy out of all their albums since like they became a thrash band, if you like, because obviously they were a bit different in you know, late 80s 90s, before they turned into a lot of thrash metal band. And this was probably the most melodic one. They're the less fast tracks, probably. Still really heavy, and really heavy guitar, crunching guitar as usual. And I love Goddamn Electric. It's got a real groove to it. Love the riff. Outstanding song. That was my number 5. My number 4, Journey, Higher Place. Now this one was the introduction to Steve, I'm saying this right, Algeri. A real good singer for Journey. You know, I think, you know, there's praise for the new singer, isn't it? Arnel Pidel, or whatever his name is. I'm really shit at pronouncing. But I think this guy, they should have carried on with him, you know, and I don't know why they didn't. And even in the next album, they didn't use him so much. They sort of mixed the vocalists up with the other people in the band. I think he's a really good choice for Journey, and Higher Place is a great opening track on the album. My number 3. Love this song, and this is another reaction I did, so wouldn't have been on the list before. Millennium, Hourglass. So this is Jean Lundy lending his vocals to a band, with an outstanding performance from him. The Hourglass is the outstanding track on the Hourglass album, though, I must admit. I've listened to all of it, and this stands head and shoulders above the rest of the tracks. Absolutely superb voice. Jean Lundy, can't get enough of him. One of the best singers around at the moment. That was my number 3. My number 2, Deftones and Digital Bath, from White Pony album. This is my favourite Deftones album. The most melodic, one with most like hooks and melodies. From beginning to end, I love it. Absolutely love this album. I think this is when they was at their peak. And Digital Bath is my favourite song by Deftones. without doubt. The actual song, just a bit of trivia for you, because it feels like when you're listening to it, it's like you think it's about a bloke and a woman like wanting to have sex or having sex. Apparently, it's the I think it's the singer was in a party, and he imagined killing a girl in the bath at the party. Yeah, and drowning her, I believe. I think that's what it's about. So it's a bit fucked up, but a really great song. My best song, my favourite song from Deftones. That's my number one. Is Iron Maiden, Ghost of the Navigator from Brave New World. What a return from Bruce Dickinson after them couple of brilliant, well, he brought some brilliant albums out before that, and his solo albums, and to come back into the band with Adrian Smith, what a, you know, I was reading a biography about this band the other day, about Iron Maiden, and the troubles they've had and the clashes of personality, especially with Steve Harris and Bruce Dickinson. But there's no doubt about it, these guys need each other for Iron Maiden. They all need each other to be the best band in the world, basically, and that's what they are. And I think Brave New World, even though I used to prefer A Matter of Life and Death in their second period, if you like, since Bruce came back. They used to be my favourite album, but I think Brave New World might just tip it over now. It's just outstanding. I love the production on it, and I think they're missing a trick now, really, with this production, because I think I remember people saying that it was too tinny, or the production weren't great when it came out. I think they need to go back to this production. I think it's so clear, it's got real energy in it, and I think this is what they need to do. I'm not saying it's bad now. I'm not slagging them off in any way. They're still brilliant, but I just think the last few albums, you know, they could do with simplifying the production a little bit more to make it a little bit clearer. That's in my opinion anyway. There's probably lots of other people with different opinions out there. So that's my top 7. What a great list. So I'm hoping that it carries on from the 2000s like that. Remember what I said the other day, by the way, if anyone's got any suggestions of what I can do through the years, because now I've done best albums, I'm well into doing the best songs. I love doing reactions and that, but I want to carry on doing the lists as well. So if anyone's got any ideas, that would be absolutely brilliant. And I love the way these new songs that I never listened to before are making it into my list now. It proves to you what great music there is out there for everyone. You know, no matter how much you love metal, I've always listened to metal. I've listened to it a lot. It's a big part of my life, but it just proves to you how much you miss as well. Weird, very weird. Well, thank you for listening. Please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner, red button.